Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. A viewer had inquired about the nature of the female psychopath, so it is my plan to do some exploratory videos on that topic here today, and a series of them in the near future, because I feel there's quite a bit of mystery around this type of person, and there's not much really in the literature that discusses this or helps men to really understand the nature of this type of person and how to handle it. So I want to go into that in this video today in terms of how the female psychopath and the female narcissist work and operate, and their undergirding qualities, so you can learn to identify them, the red flags, and hopefully stop the relationship, or at least see some red flags. Now, the main part of the female psychopath and the narcissist that is shrouded, covered in mystery, is the very fact that it is their being feminine that allow them to take advantage of men in the very first place. It is in their being feminine, in being a woman, in being the quote-unquote weaker sex, that they really play out that quality in a relationship to exploit the male that they're seeking to be with. In other words, they play on the male's insecurities of being a man, of opening the door for them, of doing their housework, of paying for their way, paying for their meals, paying for their housing, paying for their bills. And they really kind of exploit, which means take advantage of, rip them a new one, so to speak. Whoever came up with that term, I'm not sure, but basically it just means that they exploit, they take advantage of, they just really hone in and exasperate that quality, which might be a guy's insecurity. Or it could be their best quality, it could be their most redeeming quality that they put out there that has attracted them, that has attracted this woman to them. Perhaps he's a great guy, very kind, very sweet, very manly, very masculine, knows how to treat a woman like a woman, very charming, a sensitive guy, a good listener, will let her be first in the relationship, will let her come first. He feels this is a good quality that he brings of himself into the relationship. And so he feels it's his joy to provide this in the relationship. It's his role. He takes this role very seriously, and she, as the woman, will instead be to manipulate him and take it too far. So there's allowing one to be themselves in the relationship, and then there's taking advantage of them and then exploiting them through emotional outbursts, through stealing, through not giving him what he needs, being deceitful, being dishonest, lying, stealing from him. In other words, it's just like the open door. They swing open the door. They throw open the door, and they basically feel the entitlement that a narcissist and a psychopath who has no sort of remorse, will basically just rip through that gentleman's belongings as if they belong to her. I mean, you essentially have no boundaries. You have no, cornerstone from which you are protected. I mean, it's just like, you enter into the relationship, what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine. You take her on under your wing, and it comes from a very good intention. But the female narcissist and the female psychopath, again, remember, it's women who are on a whole spectrum of this personality disorder type. And there's, mild to medium to more severe. The more severe are your psychopathic in nature, very extreme. They both can, the narcissist female and the psychopathic female can be hypersexual in nature. However, and they both generally have no empathy, which means they're not thinking about you and your needs. They're really only thinking about their needs and what they can derive out of the relationship. I mean, if you can give them jewelry, I mean, you know, you can start taking out, you know,